Om Shanti. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful day in the great state of Maryland. I'm so glad that you can make it to the Meditation Museum today. As I was sharing with our Lieutenant Governor how important a space like this is for us. In times like this, we really need a lot of resilience and power, inspiration, positivity, lightness, love, a sense of safety and compassion. Hey, Reverend Sylvia's here. Woohoo! I hope by now you've kind of gotten the messages on the screen to silence your phones so that we can really enjoy the space. The Lieutenant Governor doesn't get to be in a meditation museum often. Who would have thought that politics would have brought you here? You'd have maybe thought that you'd have done engineering of building a meditation museum. I'm just so happy to have you. And I'm even happier for your right arm that made it possible. Yeah, so love that. So love that. So you ready for a beautiful afternoon? I want to praise the folks who came at 12 o'clock. Give them a big hand of applause in the second row. I just want you to know that I don't know if it's a blessing. I don't forget the people who matter the most. You made it at 12, and we came out late, and we love you anyway. All right, so let's start off our afternoon with a beautiful dance by two incredible young ladies. Aditi Goel, a recent graduate of George Mason University, where she completed her master's degree in communication. Anyone got a job? She's looking. She's been performing Kathak, an Indian classical dance, since she was 6 years old. She's a survivor of cancer. She's an author of a book called Playing with Cancer. Get it on Amazon. Okay, support our younger generation. Give her a big hand. She's accompanied by Rishima, who used to be in my lap. That doesn't mean I'm that old. But she's a 10th grade student currently taking Kathak lessons at the Laisla Kathak Dance Academy. Rishima began learning Kathak at the age of 7. But I'll tell you something about Rishima. She's our future. The both of them, when you look at their vibrations, their character, their grace, and their dignity, you want all young women to grow like this. Please give them a big hand as they give us a wonderful performance, and the song that they're dancing to is the anthem for women called the Power of Woman Anthem. Enjoy.
Tell myself I can't do anything. I'm turning history into her story here tonight. Oh, if we only got one life, we gotta live it right. We're the mothers and daughters, sisters and queens. If we lift up each other, we can achieve. We're the ones who are gonna make the change. We're the ones who are gonna spread the faith. Spread love like rings in the water.
on, they deserve better than that. That was awesome. Woohoo! Give them a standing ovation. Come on, girls. Come on up. Come on. Come on. They're so shy. Come on up there. You did great. I'm telling you, we've got to believe in our younger generation like this so that when they go out there, they've got so much confidence. Nothing can make them doubt themselves, right? Yeah. Okay, so don't miss out. Okay? All right, thank you guys so much. Just imagine to be doing Kathak to a Western song. That's not easy, okay? They did great. They did great. So I think, one of the things that matter a lot to me is to introduce to the Lieutenant Governor a little bit about our work. I was telling her that we've been doing service for 25 years. Where you been? Me too. Me too. Me too. Thank you so much for being here. And so here's a little snippet. It's 25 years, Lieutenant Governor, and all the sisters, they're tireless. Morning, noon, and night. We've been in service to everyone. So this is just a little bit of what we've been up to. Little bit.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumari's Meditation Museum honoring International Women's Day, Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller. Words will not describe the way we're all feeling today with your presence, but I wanted to give you an idea of what we've been doing in the beautiful state of Maryland for over 25 years and honor our sister mother, Geeta, who passed away from dementia last year. Her love, her wisdom guided us. 25 years ago, the Dadis, the elder sisters of the Brahma Kumaris, entrusted me to come and do service in the nation's capital. We started off the little old house on Georgia Avenue and expanded. 2,500 events and more. 17 city nationwide initiatives and much more. 21 awards. Our service to young women, to women in the military, the environment, the media, celebrities and well-known individuals. But we focused a lot on the empowerment of young girls. They mean the world to us. They are our future. So we take time. Our face-to-face was a diplomatic conversation launched at the Bahrain Embassy to create diplomacy. Our good friend, Congressman Raskin, Congressman Kucinich, my conversation with members on the Hill to find out what they really wish for America. An astounding production. So many insights into the way we can be as better people through conversation of the America Meditating Radio and the launch of Dadi Prakash Mani's Day, which was declared by former Mayor Anthony Williams, has now spawned over 22 projects within our area out of this state, this beautiful state of Maryland. Banners over the city to find out values, tree of blessings. When DC was going through so much, we got good wishes from 6 continents. During the war of Iraq, kites for peace. When the bombing happened in Boston, we did a meditation marathon. Meditate the vote, we will not give up, and really think consciously about who we elect as the president of our nation. The Meditation Museum has helped to save lives. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. Lieutenant Governor, it's been a tireless effort in all areas. Our Cooking for Peace is so famous. Princess Basma from Saudi Arabia met with a few children from Colombia. Clara Sever commissioned this original bust of Dadi Prakash Mani. Our work and our movement is about resilience. It's about positivity. The Meditation on Wheels has now gotten the approval of 5 out of the 7 police stations. We hope to do this in Maryland as well. The Tree of Blessings planted on Capitol Hill in honor of creating peace and establishing a better environment. I'm sharing these thoughts and ideas with you. This tree was on the Pentagon ground. Again, I go back to the Kites for Peace that we did on the mall, send it to kids that were in orphanages, and collecting values from all the embassies to share what value their country brings to our country. The Meditate the Vote, we did it again. Karma Cafe invites communities to come together to talk about serious things in their lives, to answer, life's questions. The role of women today is a matter of the heart, to nurture souls, to inspire, to grow. And just imagine, from this little meditation museum, the mayor of Saint Denis approved the fashion show that was focused on illuminating the light within, which was an interfaith fashion show. If we weren't in the good old state of Maryland, Lieutenant Governor, I don't know if we would have ever been able to offer such a service to the Olympians in Paris last year. It was dynamic. I wish you were there. Dr. Ivy Hilton. The models of the fashion show. This is just a peep that I wanted you to see, a peep into our work and our service, and it's my purest desire and wish that we keep working together, and we promise we're going to make Maryland one of the most shining states, to build mental capacity, values, character, and love. Thank you again for coming to us on International Women's Day.
Akshay, thank you so much for joining us today. I wanted the lieutenant to have an idea of, all of us actually, to have an idea of how young men view women today. Today's International Women's Day. As a woman, I believe that I'm already empowered. The only thing that I might ask of my male brothers and sisters is, can you just give me a little bit more respect and kindness? I'm empowered. I'm empowered. I don't need you to empower me, but I just need your respect. Hey, okay, that's it. I'm good. A hand of applause there, right? So with you and social media and school, when you think of a woman or a girl, what comes to your mind? Help us, because we're assuming things, but we want to get it directly from you. When you think of a woman, what do you think of?
That's the thing, what you mentioned, right? School and social media. I know women, I love them, but I don't know what to think of them. There's so many different ways.
Okay.
There's so many different views, right? It's a million camera angles. So I'm still figuring that out for myself. Like, seriously.
Yeah. So when you think about how you would respect a woman, what do you see in her, or what do you see in a young girl that would say, oh, I really respect that person, is valuable? What do you see?
A goddess. That's what I really respect in women.
Can you say that again?
A goddess.
Husbands, are you listening? So when you go back to your wife, what do you say? Hello, goddess.
I think a goddess represents what is truly remarkable about women. We, men and women, we're equal, but we're also different. And we should embrace our equal characteristics while also feeling special for our differences. And I think when we see a picture of a goddess and a god next to each other, that really shows me my vision for humanity, as in men and for women.
You know, on many occasions, that's beautiful. There are so many empowerment programs for women. There are women groups, women girls groups, social groups. If there was anything that you would love a young girl or a woman to know, that she can rise to the stature of a goddess, what would you tell her?
Society places a lot of labels on them. Some of them a bit extreme, some of them a little conservative. But I want to tell all women that every label that has been placed on them came from something that was true and that was very righteous. For example, that the notion that they're emotional, right? Being emotional doesn't mean you're more overwhelmed by your emotions. It means you're more in touch with them. And you can leverage the most powerful parts of your personality. Men are praised for being stoic and for being emotionless machines. But I feel like we can leverage the greatest part of who we are through emotions. And women are naturally empowered with that. That's something that I had to learn. But I don't think women have to learn that. They're so talented at it. I'm not saying...
They're so what?
They're very talented. I'm saying that they're very insightful.
Yeah.
That emotion is what gives them their intuition and their creativity.
Hold a minute.
Yeah.
Your emotions give them their intuition. Can you elaborate?
Because emotions are different from logical mind. The logical mind is limited to logic, and logic comes with its own set of rules. I think there are things that emotions can do that logic cannot do. That's why women are described as more resilient. What is resilience? Coming back from failure. When you're falling down over and over and you're failing over and over at something, the logical mind doesn't work anymore because you don't see any logical reason to continue. It doesn't make sense. Logic will say what? The statistics, the odds. But I think the odds were only meant to be defied, just like records were only meant to be broken. And the things that are impossible, to make them possible, we have to use emotions. That's what is inherent within us.
No, that's deep. That's deep. Yeah, that's really deep. It's very deep. It's really deep. If there was anything that you could tell a young girl, especially your age, to stop doing, what would you tell her to stop doing?
Stop thinking that the world's out to get you. Because I think I'm not saying all of them do that, but some of them do that. And when they do that, they become overly defensive. And so they shift to this one side of the spectrum. They become rebellious. Being cooperative and submissive is what society has labeled women with. So I don't blame them for being like that. But I want them to understand that those values are not necessarily bad, because you need this cooperative side and this rebellious side. People have thought that they're two different people. They're actually halves of the same person. So I think one thing I tell them to stop doing is stop running away from who you are, and that's a woman. Women, they get offended when some of them get offended when you call them a woman, and that's not limiting them. That's opening up the possibilities for them.
Oh, wow. Great. It's amazing, huh? You want to marry him when he gets the age? You're like, oh my God, could I make 10 of you? 2 very good questions, and then we'll have the Lieutenant Governor up. If God was a woman, what do you think she would do? She is a woman, but that's another point.
Support me along my journey, but also tell me where I need to change.
If God was a woman, she would support you on your journey, and she would also tell you where you need to change.
The greatest women are the ones, I think, who are in connection with God, obviously, because that's the greatest woman, right? If God was a woman, the greatest women are the ones who are open-minded, who are flexible and adaptable and cooperating, but also firm and steadfast in their own values.
Yeah.
Those types of women are the ones that hold a special place in my heart because they are like God.
That's beautiful. Give him a big hand of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. He makes me trust more. He gives me hope. It's not all like what you see on TV all the time. Men are supposed to treat women like this all the time. He's going to create a pathway for young men to say, we're goddesses and we deserve to be respected. And his voice will be heard. I'm sure Lieutenant Governor will make sure of that. So we all came here to definitely honor women, but also to honor our Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Maryland. And just a little bit, it's hard to describe someone who comes over at the age of 7 and is raised in the country with different language and different dress and different cultures and different foods. And you go to school and they don't talk the way you talk, walk the way you walk, look the way you look. But I just ask you to think about that. But you just go and you study and you grow and you go to college and you do engineering, which everybody from Hyderabad does. Yeah, hands up. All those from Hyderabad. And then you don't know, one day you're going to wake up and all of a sudden you are the first South Asian woman Lieutenant Governor of the state of Maryland. Wow. So, born in Andhra Pradesh, Lieutenant Governor Miller and her family came over when she was 7. Her father was a mechanical engineer. She earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in civil engineering from Missouri University of Science and Technology. She devoted her life to public service by removing systemic barriers to opportunity. Never think you can't do something because nobody else did it. Okay? Never do that. If your heart is telling you to do it, go for it. From 2010 to 2018, she represented the District 15 in Maryland House of Delegates, where she worked with her constituents to create legislation to invest in STEM education. Good connection, huh? Yeah. She streamlined the regulatory process for small businesses and was a champion for working families, survivors of domestic abuse, and the environment. She was elected as a Lieutenant Governor of Maryland on November 8th, 2022. She was sworn into office on January 18th, which is an auspicious day for me. January 18th was the day my spiritual grandfather passed away, Brahma Baba, who founded the Brahma Kumaris. January 18th, 1969. And he left 8 young women who were uneducated, but who had love in their hearts and a vision to run our spiritual community. From one branch, there are now 9,000 branches in 120 countries, with over 1 million volunteers in service. So it's an auspicious day for me. So I'm so glad you got inaugurated on that day, sworn in. So as Lieutenant Governor, her policy profile includes matters relating to transportation, mental health. We both share that with our parents. And STEM equity. She's also chairs Maryland's first council and interfaith outreach, which convenes faith leaders from across regions and across the state of Maryland to bridge divides, increase religious tolerance and hate. And I invite you to give a round of applause to our Lieutenant Governor of Maryland.
Good afternoon, everyone. And should I say namaste? It's a great honor to be here with each and every single one of you at the Meditation Museum. Sister Jenna, you are a remarkable individual, such an inspiration to everyone in this room, but also globally as well. When I look at her, I see an old old soul, right? No, not in numbers. No, you're like a 20-year-old physically, but yes, wisdom-wise. No, as founder of the Meditation Museum, all of us who practice mindfulness and inner peace have much to thank you for being in this space for over 25 years. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And on behalf of everyone here, we're so sorry for the loss of your mother last year, but know that her spirit is right here with us. Physically, her body may not be here, but I know that you feel her through your heart and through your soul. She is always, always present. And I have to tell you, life is like a story where each of us are the main characters. And it's amazing when certain chapters unfold in your life and you meet people and you think it's just by coincidence. But I'm a firm believer there is no such thing as coincidence. Everything that's meant to happen, every person you're meant to meet was meant to be. And the reason why I am here today, that I did not know this existed, is because I ran into Sister Antonia at Jamie Raskin's event at Capitol Hill. She came up to me and she told me about the Meditation Museum and asked if I would come. And I said, I'd never heard of it, but I will absolutely come. And so I want to say that our life, I think it was Steve Jobs that once said that you can't look at life looking forward, but you can connect the dots looking back. And that's exactly what happened. I was meant to meet you so I could be in this moment with every single one of you. So thank you. Really, really grateful. And I see the beautiful dancers, Aditi and Rishima, are not here anymore, but they're in the back. I want you to say, I just want both of you to know what a remarkable job you did. Thank you for sharing your talents with all of us. I took classical Indian dancing when I was a child, and it was called Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. Let me tell you, I was not as talented as Aditi and Rishima, so much so that my dad saw me performing one time, and he said, "Oh, Aruna, why don't you go into engineering instead?" So let me tell you, you saw those beautiful young ladies that made it look so effortless and easy. It is not easy. So thank you again for sharing your talents with us. And Akshay, what can I say about you? I think you have a fan club of ladies that are ready to bond with you. Had I met you sooner, I would have set you up with one of my daughters. There is a 100-year-old soul trapped inside that body. And I'm glad that you're releasing it and sharing the best of you with the world. Thank you. To every woman who pushes boundaries, lifts others up, and works to make the world a better place, I want to say, before I ask you for anything, thank you for everything. As I said, life is a story, and everyone has a story to tell. And I want to share mine with you. It begins with someone who set me on this path and gave me the best part of who I am today. Growing up, I can recall my dad performing yoga and meditation as a daily ritual. He would insist that my siblings and I do the same in pursuit to find enlightenment. But my father woefully miscalculated just how immature 3 kids under the age of 12 could be. We were less interested in focusing on our third eye and more concerned about missing Saturday morning cartoons. When it came to enlightenment, let's just say we weren't ready for prime time. We watched as our dad would go into deep, deep thought, where it seemed like almost instantly that we became invisible to him and the world around him just vanished. He didn't seem to feel the vibrations of our bodies hitting the carpeted floor as my sister, my brother, and I failed miserably to balance ourselves upside down on our heads. He didn't hear the childish ways that we burst into laughter as we watched one another tumbling down. We thought our dad was asleep. My dad wasn't asleep. He was awakened. He wasn't indifferent to us. He was detached from his ego. He wasn't unconscious. He was fully present. He was listening. It is said to pray is to talk to God. To meditate is to listen to God. That fleeting pause between inhale and exhale, the space we so often overlook, the silence we rush past, that is the space where my dad was when he stepped into something vast and he was spiritually connected as one with the universe. It was here where my dad was free, physically, mentally, and free from thoughts. He was at peace. The kind of peace that isn't just the absence of noise, but the presence of something deeper, stillness, clarity, and joy. We live in a world that constantly pulls us outward into deadlines, obligations, and distractions. But the most profound journey is the one inward, where we reconnect with ourselves, with our breath, and with the quiet wisdom that has always been there, waiting patiently for us. Joy and peace are not distant destinations. They're available in the here and the now, in the pause before we react, in the breath we take before we speak, in the kindness we extend to ourselves and to others. So today, in this sacred space, let us remind ourselves that we're not just participants in the busyness of life, we're also the stillness beneath it. We're not just seekers, we are the peace that we seek. And the gentle power of reflection and meditation are needed today more than ever. The theme for this Women's Day event, Empowering Women in a Changing World, is relevant because no doubt the world is changing at a pace we've never witnessed before. But there's no doubt that women, just like we always have, are going to help navigate this change. Democracy isn't just how we govern, but the reflection of who we are. Are we a society that leads with empathy and compassion? Are we caring for the most vulnerable? Are we treating one another with kindness and forgiveness? Just as personal meditation gives us space to reflect and grow as individuals, when we come together, whether in worship, community dialogue, or shared moments of reflection, we take part in the collective work of healing and strengthening our society. And right now, this work is so urgent. But here's the good news. We've been here before. And when we stand together, we refuse to waver. Justice will prevail. I know that. I know that as an immigrant, that I wouldn't be standing before you if it were not for the Black activists that endured hoses and beatings for my right to be an American. You see, when you throw a bold progressive idea into the world, like the 1964 Civil Rights Act, it has a ripple effect. America's awareness of its own racial inconsistencies, awakened by the Black Civil Rights Movement, soon extended beyond the U.S. borders and led directly to the Immigration Act of 1965, which dismantled racial quotas and opened doors for a new generation of immigrants, including my family and me, to call this country our home. And when you come here as an immigrant, you know the great opportunities that you've been given. And with great opportunities comes great responsibility. Opportunities afforded us means that we have a responsibility to pay it forward. This is the reason why I chose to commit my life to public service. I'm inspired by the public school educators who taught me English when I came to this country as an ESOL student. They didn't just teach me English. They told me that I could be anything that I wanted to be, and I believed them. I'm humbled by the taxpayers who invested in students like me who struggled with life's curveballs and allowed me to get Pell Grants and loans to complete my education. I'm forever grateful to our military service members and civilians who made the ultimate sacrifice, including the Black activists of 1964 Civil Rights Act, by giving up their lives so that you and I could enjoy our freedoms. I know that in these times, many who serve the public are being maligned and mischaracterized. But as a lifelong public servant, I know there's no calling more noble than serving our community. So if you are a federal employee or worker, know that Governor Moore and I see you and we appreciate you, and we're doing everything we can at the state level that will support you during these difficult, challenging times. Governor Moore has a quote in his office by John F. Kennedy, and it reads, "Things don't just happen, they're made to happen." Inequality didn't just happen. Poverty didn't just happen. Gender disparities didn't just happen. They were made to happen. They were created by policies, systemic discrimination, and by choices. And just as these injustices were made to happen, you and I have the power to bend that moral arc of the universe towards justice. Through action, through courage, and through our collectiveness. International Women's Day is a powerful reminder that change doesn't just happen, it's made to happen. And you and I make it happen. And women have always been at the forefront, breaking barriers, demanding justice, and pushing progress forward. My dad taught me that reflection and meditation gives us clarity, but they also ignite action, calling us to show up, to stand up, to speak up. The challenges before us are real, but so is our resolve. To every woman fighting for a more just, equal, and compassionate world, I'm honored to stand alongside of you on this journey. And I want to end with a poem by Amanda Gorman, who says that, "For there is always light, only if we are brave enough to see it, only if we are brave enough to be it." And I know every one of us here is going to be that brave light. And we need all the light we can get to build a world that's more equitable, compassionate, and the kind of world that Sister Jenna has been building for her entire life. So let us all be united as one. Let us all be awakened and to build the world that's better for all of us. Thank you. Sister Jenna, if you could come before me. We have...
Oh, that was just, I think that was your best speech.
Oh, thank you.
It's gorgeous. It's great.
Thank you. You inspire so many, and me including. If you could be here, we have a special something we'd like to present to you, Sister Jenna.
We thought that I was going to surprise her, and she surprised me. Naughty, no. So I felt with all the work that she's doing, this would be for your office. The power to cooperate, which is one of our installations in the museum. The power to cooperate with others requires the vision of soul consciousness with which I can see all as my brothers and sisters. This attitude of brotherly vision creates unity and strength within a group. The power of cooperation will make any task you seek easy. Isn't that nice? So this is for your idea and all this. So these are kind of our installations in the museum. So peacocks are known to be extremely auspicious. And your blessing is, your life is one which is embodied with the invaluable treasures of pure thoughts. This is our symbol of God as life. It's done by an artist from Iceland. And she passed away a few years ago, and so she commissioned that original piece at the entrance. So this one is for your home. I can't have you leave without my book.
The best gift of all. Thank you, Sister.
Do you cook? I loved it. Okay, hold on. So this is a project that we've been doing. Anybody have heard of the 7 billion, open this to me, the 7 billion acts of good? Like you heard it. So one of my brothers was on the 80th floor in the World Trade Building, where he's going down. And so he was one of the engineers of Port Authority, Ram Singhal. And when he was going down, he was helping everyone in the building. But after going to funerals after funeral, because here what was interesting, he kept going to his staff members in the office, we've got to go, there's an emergency. They said, Ram, I'm too busy, I'll come later. They perished. He escaped. So after going to all of these funerals of his staff members, he wondered why was he saved. So he started this initiative, 7 billion acts of goodness. So this is now your apron when you're cooking some dosa and samosa and dal and roti. All right, so here's your little shopping bag. The Lieutenant Governor has to run to another function, and I'd like us all to really give her a big, warm appreciation. In the room are many of my friends, Reverend Sylvia Sumter from the Unity of Washington, D.C., Dr. Kanu Kogod, Lisa and Henry Folger, Seiju from Japan has come to see you. And they're open for doing business in the state of Maryland with diamonds and diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Not mine, though. Jan DePlane from D.C., Passport D.C. of Washington, D.C. We have known each other when I first came to Washington. Jan was the first person that helped me. And we held an event at the National Press Club with my wonderful daddy. And all of you, if I can't see you, please know I love you. I want to thank Antonia, thank everyone for coming out. Please look out for instruments like
our Lieutenant Governor. It's a lot on their plate. They might not tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes. Get involved with your state. Find out what is up and see whatever you can do to help push the things forward, okay? I want to give thanks to her number one guy. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, come here. Jeff. He stays in the background like Antonia, you know, but give him a big hand.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. If you don't mind, I'm going to walk the Lieutenant Governor out because she has another commitment, and then I will come back to finish us off with a meditation. Okay? Did everyone enjoy it? How rare it is. How rare it is in these times to be in a room with politicians, right? Who can speak from the heart. I would love to hear your feedback of the sharing or the energy that you felt today. Would one or two people like to just share what they thought? Come on. Please stand up, Lo.
I'm Tahira Basura Hussain. I serve as a commission participant. Yesterday, I found out from Lieutenant Governor there's a thing happening. And it's like 20 minutes from my home. And I didn't know when I came here. I was so shocked, surprised, and I have a very positive feeling. And since I'm here, I'm learning so much. And I'm saying it's been like 30 years. I'm living in this community and I didn't know.
Wow.
Because I work with human trafficking victims and domestic violence victims, and their life is hell.
Yeah.
And this type of thing is a positive. This is a tool. It's a very good tool for each and everyone, especially women going through a lot.
Oh, yes.
So I didn't get the chance to talk to you today. Happy birthday and happy International Women's Day. And thank you so much. You made this day very special.
Oh, I'm glad.
But I want to be in touch with you to use this tool.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Would anyone else like to share, Jan? Jan and I have known each other since I first came to Washington, D.C. Jan and I have been on the journey. Jan, come on up front.
I'm wearing their color, they said. What is the... I don't know if I can...
She's such a movie star. Oh, Lord. Welcome, Jan DePlane, the very famous Jan DePlane.
Thank you. You know, it's amazing. There are events taking place all over the city. And today, especially, your birthday is on International Women's Day. Unbelievable. Well, of course it would be. But seeing Sister Jenna when she first came here, and where she is today, and how she's brought all of us with her, is really so moving. And to see the Lieutenant General of the state of Maryland and watching the video of all the things that you have done, just a few things.
And you were in it, too.
I know, I kept saying, I think I'm, oh, yeah, there I am. Oh, I don't know if I think I look better today than I said that.
What?
No. Anyway, but congratulations, really. It's such a different feel here from these other events that I went to because it has the spiritual quality. Not that others aren't spiritual, but there is you have always taken us on an inner journey to connect ourselves with the higher forces. And that really comes across. And that to think that when I was reading very quickly about her background and how many of Indian descent are in that kind of position, she is a rare bird. I think indeed, she really is special. And I loved what she had to say.
Yeah, beautiful.
Which was a beautiful message. So, Sister Jenna, I'll end with this, was part of an event that continues to this day. It's called Passport DC, Around the World Embassy Tour. And it's an open house of all the embassies, May 3rd. And when we started, I came to Sister Jenna, and she really inspired the idea as well to say, having the embassies open their doors. And we had... And I'll just mention something else about the diplomatic community today. We have the largest diplomatic community in the world here in Washington, D.C. We have 180 embassies out of 190 countries. So it's a very robust community. And Sister Jenna started an ambassador series and a women ambassador series. Now, at the time, there were just a handful of women that were ambassadors. Today, you know how many there are?
50-something?
Bingo. They're supposed to... We have 50 women ambassadors, which, there was just a handful. So to see, we are getting there. And I loved your interview with that gentleman. You're right. Where did he go? We all want to track him down again. Oh, my gosh. That is amazing. The depth of which you responded will not be forgotten. Is this being taped?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Anyway, thank you, darling, for everything you've done, and happy birthday, and I love you. And
Me too. Thank you. I just want you to know the importance of women supporting each other. Jan did not know me from Adam. And I was just told that if you want to do anything in this area, Jan DePlane is the person. I went and I knocked on her door. I must have been, 10. And she opens the door and she sees this unusual looking half Indian woman in a white gown. And she kind of looked at me up and down, and who are you? And I says, I'm here and I'm told that you're the woman that can help me make my program happen with my daddy. He's coming in town. And she's like, okay, come on in. She let me in her home. I was a complete stranger to her. And because of her trust and her open-heartedness and lifting up women, we were able to do a massive event at the National Press Club. And we have done so much together. And I owe a lot of my success and the success of our meditation museum because Jan DePlane opened her door to me. Can you please give her a big hand of applause? Another woman, Dr. Kanu Kogan. She and I have been together for over 25 years in Washington, D.C. She came to our event, and we have done things that were impossible to make the world a better place. And today I call her one of my very, very dearest friends, that I also owe her the work that we have done in this area. Our congratulations, appreciation, and success to Dr. Kanu Kogan.
I just want to thank you for the opportunities you've given me to serve. You've opened so many doors. You've done so much service for so many people. It's been a remarkable journey to be with you. And the way that you include everybody. You always embrace everyone. You always bring everyone close to you. It's like there's no stranger in your world. And to be a part of your world is to be a blessing, to be a total blessing. So I want to thank you, and I want to wish you the happiest birthday ever, Pisces woman.
Thank you so much. The beautiful Reverend Sylvia Sumter. A lot of my friends I've met also on America Meditating Radio. When we first started the show, we used to just look for who would be best for this radio show because it's their eyes that say everything to me. And Reverend Sylvia Sumter has become my heart. Like, we think alike, we finish each other's sentences. We'd be like, I was just thinking, but I wasn't thinking of you. Well, I was thinking of you. What are you doing? And it's like we are just so connected. And she reminds me that there are people practicing their religions for all the right reasons. Sometimes when you have been pastoring a church for over 30 years, the administration of things make you forget why you were called by God. For me, Reverend Sylvia hasn't forgotten. I thank her and I bless her.
As I was sitting next to Sister watching the video, she's also very creative, you know. She puts a lot of the videos together herself. She loves to do that. But as I was looking at the videos, I thought, you have done such tremendous work and service. And there are two words that come to my mind when I think of you. One is a servant leader. You know, it's one thing to just be a leader and to get up and say, I'm important, look at me, I'm leading, or there go my people, I must follow them for I am their leader.
You are a servant leader, which means you show the world and everybody in your world, as Kanu said, everybody that you bring together, you serve, but that's your leadership. And it's so beautiful. And the other thing is to have a servant's heart. So you have to be a servant leader, but you need to have a servant's heart. And your heart is so big and so pure and so beautiful, which is why when anyone is in your presence, anyone is, in your company, their hearts expand because you're always giving so much love, so much, affirmation. Don't you all feel affirmed when you come into her presence? She just affirms your being. And it's just been my honor to be your friend. And to be able to laugh with you, because we both talk about what it is to be women leading a spiritual organization, which has not always been easy. But when you have a good friend that you can be yourself with, and we can laugh together, and things that we can say to each other that we probably would not dare say to you all. But, But it's just been my honor and a blessing. And I love you from the bottom, the middle, the top of my heart. So thank you.
Why don't we do a little meditation? And thanks again for coming out and being a part of today. Seiju is from Japan. Seiju, come here for just a second. Isn't she beautiful? Look at this. But just look at who comes here. Just look next to you, the person next to you. This is America. This is us, right? And Seiju's passion is that she wants to invite the world to understand the significance of a kimono, and that it is something of great reverence and spirituality. And one of the parts of the immersive is to bring the story of the kimono in the immersive experience, because it's also spiritual. And so one of the other aspects that she does is to try to invite people to recognize it's not so hard to invest in diamonds. It's not as difficult as you think. And it's also a very important aspect of using a mineral in a way that it can uplift people. So we thank you. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. And she's from Japan. So why don't you sit with me together and I'll do a meditation, or anything you want to say? Yeah. You want to? Yeah, you okay? Okay, arigato. All right, so we'll do a little meditation together. So everyone just sit up, be comfortable. Again, happy International Women's Day today, which is everyone's day. And I'd like you to just close your eyes. Yeah, what a beautiful afternoon. March 8th, 2025. You saw young bright lights, Rishima and Aditi, dancing to the power of woman. Akshay, a young man who believes women are goddesses. And our Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller, supporting the importance of meditation and spirituality. Pinch yourself. Yes, it's real. It's your time to believe in the good that is in your heart, the purity that is in your heart, the peace that is in your heart, and the love that you are. It's time that we stop chasing illusions and remind one's self, I am the light. And this light is complete. There's love in me. There's peace in me. There's purity.
empower. I'm God's child, and I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with myself. Stay in the space now. And the meditation music that I'll play for you is created to take you into a deep experience of peace. Settle inside now.
I
Shanti. As you come back into the space, I request you to honor the peace you've just created for yourself. Our blessings for you. Don't think your life is too difficult. Just think it's a blessing. And whatever the challenges, they're just trying to make you love more. That's it. And you find that your greatest struggle is that you're just not loving enough. And so the more you take your heart to God, you feel His love, and that love will keep expanding to everyone. So many, many blessings. It's beautiful to have my friend with me today, and all of you, and so many beautiful memories. Let's get addicted to positivity. And turn off the news, please. When you meet people, talk about today. Talk about what the governor said, Lieutenant Governor shared, Akshay, the dancers. Talk about positive things. Things that lift you up. Okay?